Up at everyone, honestly. This is, don't have to. Just in case anybody doesn't realise, Marie Curie discovered radium, and that was the sort of start of early cancer treatments. I was in Curie and it was dark green. At my girls' school, all the houses honoured famous women. Nightingale was red, Cavell orange, Pankhurst light blue, Austin, Fawcett, others, I can't remember them all now. I was in Curie and it was dark green. I ran and jumped and tried my very best for her. I wore my badge with pride, listened as points were read out and shields were won. From time to time, she scans my bones and guts for signs. I hang on her every atom. Cut and dried. I had been in this salon many times now, watching my stepmum, her neck stretched backwards over a sink, like they might slit her throat. Girls made foaming shampoo circles on ladies with plastic superhero capes. Rollers, pins and space-age hairdryers, clouds of sticky perfumed spray to fix her. Then it was my turn, in time for her marriage to my dad. There was grudging agreement that my long, long hair would be pruned. My tresses piled up on my head in a towel were innocent as an ice cream cone. Had no idea they would be jilted at this wedding altar. I watched the scissors slice through every inch, sensed black harvest gather. What was left got pinned to my prickling scalp. A magazine too old for me was thrust into my lap. All done, they harshly brushed me aside, gave me comedic flicked-up curls that kissed my shoulders like angry waves. Staring at my new portrait, tears tore my cheeks. My ungrateful, sulking self was shunted out into cruel fresh air. Nothing, nothing could comfort me. Baby. My stepmom said Dad forced her. I didn't know the word consent or how confusing sex could be. I watched her grow in big floral dresses. When it was her time, she came back with a round pink baby, half hers, all my dad's, just a little bit mine. They cried into my bedroom wall at night. Sometimes, if I pressed my hand against the paper petals, tried to stroke us all to sleep, it stopped. Boiling. I can see Dad on the landing wearing pyjama bottoms and a white vest. He's got his razor in one hand and a kettle of boiling water. My stepmom is screaming down at us kids that he's threatening her with the kettle. And it does look like that way from this angle. If Sister Agnes could only weep. She was skeletal, an ugly woman, shrouded in her nun's habit. Irish tones crept cold through tombstone teeth. It was as if she hated us all. That day, I was trying out coloured pens, black, green, red, stowed in plastic moulds, a writing set for Christmas. I wrote in my newsbook. Her black shadowed over me as she looked me full in the eye. You know very well that only teachers write in red. She slapped my face. Today, I would offer her compassion, listen if she could only weep, hear her confession. She really did, lovely nun, slapped me around the face. For what? Just in case you don't know the reference to this, I don't know if this product even still exists anymore, but there was a thing called Dr. White's, and it was a sanitary product, and they were about that thick, not these lovely little thin things that you get now. So this is me and Dr. White. All the talk was of who had started. Still, when it came, the period red was shocking between my legs. My stepmum fumbled her words, gave me her spare pad and belt, found kindness for the first time. If this was to be the only blood between us, it should be quickly staunched, hidden, given first aid. Sent up the shops on the parade, I declined the modesty of paper bag offered by the young girl at the till. It was Dr. White who held my hand now. There I was with them tucked under my arm. I didn't want a paper bag. I wanted everybody to see them. Empty. My stepmum warned me this would happen. I get off the school bus, Diane and me go to the shop on the parade to buy sweets. I get a quarter of lemon bonbons. We talk Bay City Rollers and David Cassidy, and I tell her Steve keeps asking me out, but it's Richard I like, we've snogged. We say our goodbyes and I head home. Then I see it, just like she'd said. There are no curtains and all the furniture has gone. I try my key in the front door, it won't work. I go round the back, just the same. So I run to try and catch up with Diane. I tell her it's just like she warned me, ask if I can come home with her, end up staying for months and months. I remember my stepmum telling Dad, just pack your cardboard box and go, as if that was all he brought with him. Today, she packed hers and went first. GG's. Teenage me always knew when he'd put on a bet, the channel would get changed. There would be an urgent tension, tight as a fist. We'd sit saying not a word, for fear speaking would fracture us. Then, in the closing furlongs, I'd know for sure. Dad would bounce on the edge of his seat, building from a hushed "come on, my beauty" to blatant demand of it. We would both urge the horse across the finishing line, jockey standing in his stirrups, cracking the whip. Then the relief. Let's get your hair done. I can buy you a new coat. As if I was my mother. Okay, that's the end of the autobiography.